What exactly is ESPN's role in the grand scheme of all this? Yep, it's me, Golden Blue Dude, here with you again. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, especially if you're a college football fan, because that's all I do. Well, I do college basketball as well. But anyways, I wanted to ask a question. What is ESPN's role in the grand scheme of this COVID-19 pandemic? Because it seems like they have one foot firmly planted on one side of the line, and there really shouldn't be a line, but there is. So anyways, today ESPN wrote an article about how they think teams are not being fully transparent and forthcoming about their numbers, that they think these teams are hiding how many positive tests they have. So they listed 4 conferences. They left the Pac-12 out. They listed the ACC, Big 12, Big 10, and SEC. In the ACC, they listed Duke, Florida State, Miami, North Carolina, Notre Dame, Pitt, Virginia Tech, and Wake Forest as not being honest about their testing protocols and how many positive tests. And yet, a few weeks ago, they reported that North Carolina had a spike in tests. Okay. So that kind of contradicts, the story. In the Big 12, they said Kansas State, Oklahoma State, and TCU were not forthcoming or 100% truthful. In the Big 10, they said Nebraska, Northwestern, Ohio State, and Rutgers were not totally forthcoming. But a while back, they said that Ohio State had some issues with positive tests going up, the number going up. And in the same article, in the same breath, for Northwestern, they said that I think it was the chancellor put in an affidavit that the vote to postpone was 11-3. But they're not being truthful about their COVID-19 testing. That's a little contradicting. In the SEC, they said Arkansas, Auburn, which they did a story on Auburn, I believe it was yesterday or the day before, about how Auburn's having a lot of positive tests right now. But according to this, they weren't being truthful. Georgia, LSU, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, did a story on Ole Miss as well. South Carolina, Tennessee, again, did a story on Tennessee. Texas A&M, and Vanderbilt. And they listed 4 coaches that they said their players felt safe. Nick Saban, Dabo Swinney, Ryan Day, and Scott Frost. So 2 of those in the Big 10, and 2 of those are part of the 3 teams that voted against postponing. I don't know how many actual coaches they asked, and I don't know how many actual coaches said their players felt safe. But if your players do not feel safe, then wouldn't the vote reflect that? I mean, you're only showing 4 coaches saying that their players feel safe. That doesn't match the math. So another thing is, here's what now ESPN has reported a lot of things. Let me get that out of the way. But the things that I noticed, okay? Number 1, they haven't really made a big deal about the breakthrough testing. I've made 2 videos about it because it is super important. It is super cheap. I believe it's either $5 or $15 for the equipment. I think it's $5, but it might be $15. Anyways, no, it's $5 for the equipment and 15 minutes for the results. That's huge. That's a game changer. Make a big deal about it. That is awesome. They also reported the Big Ten cancellation before the actual vote happened. Y'all remember that? They reported it on Monday. The vote didn't actually happen till Tuesday. ESPN reported that it was a 12-2 majority. We don't even really know. I mean, in the affidavit, in the court filings, the Big Ten, under oath, said 11-3. So that's supposed to tell you that they're telling the truth. But I heard 12-2, 8-6. I didn't hear 8-6 from ESPN, by the way. That was the next thing. I didn't hear anything about it 8-6. I heard it from multiple sources, just not ESPN. And by the way, 8-6 would not have passed the postponing. And ESPN is requesting COVID testing data and listing, like I just said, the teams that didn't satisfy their requests. Okay? You're not the end-all, be-all in figuring out who's telling the truth and who's not. And they still haven't reported about the possible revote. And I heard that from Dan Patrick, from his sources. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't say it on his actual show if he wasn't 100% sure that his sources were telling him that. So ESPN hasn't reported that. So it just seems that ESPN has put a negative swing on this playing in the fall any way you put it. The thing that I don't get is whether you play in the spring or whether you play in the fall really doesn't make a difference as far as how safe they're going to be. They are super safe right now. And it's better to figure things out earlier than later. The sooner you face something head on and figure out the right path, the sooner you'll be like, okay, this works, this doesn't work, okay? The more you put it off, that doesn't really help. So this whole thing where they're saying number one, players aren't safe playing football, that's a load of crap because they're doing a ton of testing. Safety protocols are way better than what we have, and even the players said they feel safer because they know what they're going through and they know that their teammates are going through the same thing, so they know that everybody has to go through the same thing. So I get frustrated, and I try not to voice my frustration emotionally, but it still comes out. So I'm trying to figure out what kind of role, if any, ESPN has played in this, because it just seems like they've been way on the negative side, and anything positive pops up, they might say something, but it's like a whisper, a fleeting whisper. That's what it seems like to me. Maybe I'm totally off base. Let me know in the comments. Blast me if you want. Troll me if you want. It's fine. I have thick skin. I can take it. Let me have it. But that's all I got for you for this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next video.